Welcome to Alibros EduSoft. Today we will deal with plus one economics second part of first chapter, and it is regarding statistics. So we are dealing with the topic statistics and how it is related to economics. Then everybody knows what is economics. Here we discuss why we study economics. The answer to the question what is economics, it was clear in the first part of economics. Economics is the study of human behavior, especially regarding how they make wealth and how they utilize their earned money or wealth. Here, why we study economics? It is for the efficient management of our financial resources. It is necessary to study economics. See, in an economy, the leading facts or leading factors of economy are actually production and consumption. Production and consumption. Otherwise, they are technically known as supply and demand. When some products are produced, that produced products are offered to the public, means people, offered to the people. It is called a supply. When the produced products are purchased and used by the people, that is called a consumption. The production part is known as supply and the consumption part is known as demand. Supply causes demand and also demand causes supply. If somebody required something, then we can say he has demand for that product. That demand will be capitalized by some people by making available the product by producing them. So the production and production or supply and consumption or demand, it motivates each other. Production get motivation from demand and consumption get motivation from production or supply. Both these things arise because of the need of the human being. As human being in this society, we are all need different types of products and services to satisfy ourselves. We require happiness and satisfaction. Every human being requires satisfaction. In order to satisfy our wants, it may be basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, medical facilities, education, or higher level needs like luxury car or luxury enjoyment, etc. Whatever it may be, we feel different kinds of needs at different times. Every person, every people feel different kinds of needs at different times. He always wants to satisfy these needs. His needs will be, or these needs will be recognized by some others as a part of satisfying their needs. For example, if a person needs a smartphone, he wants to use a smartphone for his satisfaction, for his use. There exists a demand for smartphone. At the same time, another person requires some money. He wants some money to satisfy his own needs and he is looking for some chance of this. and he recognized that somebody needs smartphone. So if it is possible to produce and supply this smartphone to that person, we can make money. So the need of one person will become the opportunity of other person. When a person needs something else, that will be the opportunity of some others. A doctor capitalizes the opportunity of a patient. Actually, the patient, because of his physical inabilities or ailments, he requires some kind of medical help. That is his need. And the same need will be the opportunity of the doctor. He will capitalize that opportunity and provide his service and charge money. And the doctor uses this money for the satisfaction of his other wants. So this is the chain of demand and supply, or the production and consumption. So producers and consumers consist of this society. Everybody produces something else, some kind of product or some kind of services for the consumption of others. If the producer product or producer service is essential to others, he can easily sell that. A service that I am rendering or a product that I am producing is very essential one, then it will have ready demand, and it will be able to earn money by rendering that service or by providing that product. And if that product or service is not so essential, in such a case, the demand side also will be weak. I am providing a non-essential service, the people may demand it occasionally. In such a case, my service or my product has not much demand. In such a case, the opportunity to capitalize that position will become low. Here is the importance of study of economics. Why economics? We should study the situation, the needs of the people, the consumption pattern of the people, the requirements of the people, the society, the organization. We should study regarding that. Only if you study these things, you will be able to ascertain or understand the needs and the requirements of the people, and you can produce the appropriate product or render apt services to them. If your product or service is apt and appropriate, then there will be a ready demand. You will get money for your service or product instantaneously, and that product or service becomes valuable. So it is necessary to study the requirements, the necessities of the people. What are the necessary things the people require? It is to be studied. So two parts are there: producer and consumer, production and consumption. The production should be arranged in such a way to meet the needs of the consumer, or you have to produce a thing which is actually needed by the consumer. If you are producing something which are not needed by the consumer, then you have to keep your products in your stock. Your money will be blocked in the stock, and you will not get a return out of your investment, just because of the reason that you produce a thing which is not essential or which is not needed by the consumer. So what is the product needed by the consumer? What is the products required by the essentially required by the consumers? That should be studied. For this purpose, you should study the behavior of the people, because a thing which is avoided by a person will be considered as necessary by another person. It depends upon their behavior. A person who considers something as essential, for example, a person who considers education as essential and he is spending more money for education, and in the same thing, for the same thing, somebody may think that it may not be a necessary thing. Education is not required for, and he may not spend for any amount that, just because of the difference in the behavior. One consider education as important and he is ready to spend more money for that, and another person consider education as unimportant and he is not like to spend any amount for that. So you should study the behavior of both of these. Only then you can offer better service to the concerned person. In the case of the first person, you can provide education services to him because he is ready to pay for that. And in the case of the second person, if you are offering education facility to that person, he will never buy. And our effort will become waste. So what is the requirement of this person? Actually, he denies education but accepts some adventurous things or adventurous computer games. He is requiring that. In such a case, it is better to offer that thing to that interested person. So study the behavior of each and every member of the society is very important. Economics is the study of the behavior of the people. So why we have to study the behavior of the people? Only if you are able to study the behavior of the people, you can ascertain what kind of products or services to be produced and how it is to be distributed among these people. If you are able to produce and distribute the product successfully here means only the required products are produced and distributed. If the non-necessary or not required products are distributed by a producer, then he cannot survive in the business. So economics is concerned with the study of the behavior of the people. So this is the answer to the question why we study economics. In the next stage, we should learn the connection of economics and statistics. It will be discussed in the further class. And now, any doubts regarding this area, you can contact through the email.